number 184 is next to arrive, gate D, track number 2.
The loveliest passage of all in the Wilmington station is where you arrive in this glorious vestibule and then are conducted under the tracks of the railroad under plates of bolted iron with the great throbbing engines moving above you. I know of no other station surviving in America today that conveys quite that degree of the sensory awareness of weight, power, and movement of the railroad. My name is Michael J. Lewis. I teach at Williams College in Massachusetts, and I'm the author of Frank Furness, Architecture and the Violent Mind. Typically, an architect would try to conceal iron as if it was somehow vaguely indecent, but Furness loved to bring it out blatantly and call attention to it, and the way he lovingly detailed each of those rivets makes you think that he regarded them as sequins on a dress. Furness worked for 3 of the 4 great railroads on the game of Monopoly. He didn't get the 4th, but he worked for the Pennsylvania, the Baltimore and Ohio, and the Reading Railroad. So he was really America's first great corporate architect. He would be the equivalent of an architect working today for Microsoft. And what Furness was able to do was connect the intellectual energy of abolition to the industrial energy of the railroad and make some of the richest architecture in America in the decades after the Civil War.
Wilmington currently possesses the only existing campus of Furness buildings left in the United States. The B&O station is 1889. This building is 1907. The Pennsylvania office building was actually built before the station. It was dated 1905. My name is Jim Teevybaugh. I started the idea of the Friends of Furness 2 or 3 years ago, realizing we were coming up on the 100th anniversary of this building. Here we are 100 years later, and this building literally is still being used for the original intent. Passengers, visitors, business. I mean, trains coming in now, you can hear it in the background. It's got life to it. And it's exactly, you can almost squint your eyes and see people in bowler hats and parasols out there on the station. The one that we were directly involved in is the B&O ticket station, or the baggage station they call it. That building, when we stepped in there, was, I'd say, 1 month away from total collapse. It was falling apart. You just don't want to lose buildings like that.
Furness is every bit a major figure of American culture as Mark Twain, John Philip Sousa, the painter Thomas Eakins. He's one of the great artists of American culture. Year in, year out, when I return to Furness's buildings, there's a kind of inexhaustible richness of expression in Furness's most modest buildings that keeps me looking and looking and looking.